Hello and welcome to another update video about HBAR Hedera Hashgraph. Certainly a chart that is interesting at the moment because it's at a key pivot point where the white scenario could form a top at any point really, but it's not confirmed at this stage. And the yellow scenario could actually stretch a little higher towards 16.8 cents, where then the third wave in the yellow count could form a top. And then that means we're either close to forming a wave 4 pullback or a B wave pullback. However, I mentioned it before, I'm leaning actually towards the yellow count, even though I can really only confirm the yellow count. Well, confirmation is no certainty, but I can really only confirm the yellow count if the third wave reaches the 138% fib extension of wave 1. And that's at 16.8 cents. So basically the 17-cent level. Once that area is reached, I will add a support zone for wave 4 in yellow. And at the same time, the white count, even though it won't get invalidated, it will become less likely because the chart then follows more the yellow count, which is, the count I'm already leaning to anyway. So what are the next markers? So at the moment, anyway, as I said, the white count should really be considered for risk management purposes because a top is possible at any point. I just cannot confirm a top at the moment. There's absolutely no sign of a top, in place. You could, for example, add a trend line here and then check if the price respects it, but it's not a great trend line anyway. You had a few fake out wicks to the downside, so you see how useless trend lines can be. Very crude tool in a market that requires precision. So we're dealing here with a scenario in which in the yellow count, we should really in a third wave reach a little higher because my first ideal target for a third wave is generally the 1.38 extension. That's 16.8 cents. Could also stretch higher. I mean, that's really only the first ideal target. The higher we go, the more probable the yellow count becomes. And that will have an impact going forward because the higher this move goes, the more probable the yellow count gets. And I can then add a support zone for the wave 4, which it's too early for that now because at the moment I wouldn't call this a third wave yet. Yeah, it's a little bit too shallow. So that means if we come down now, it's likely a B wave pullback, which would then result in a C wave. So overall, both scenarios are bullish. I think that's a very important finding and very important message. At the moment, both scenarios are bullish on the HBAR chart. As long as the 5.2 cent level is holding, but if that level breaks, then things are going to turn bearish and we're probably going to head to new bear market lows, but ideally we don't even get there. I mean, the yellow support zone, it's support, we don't even need to get there. This is what currently protects the price from forming a new bear market low. And I mean, it starts basically at 8.6 cents. So we don't need to come down to 5.2 cents. But even if we dip into this support zone, I would then call that a B wave and it's likely a 3-wave move down. Then after that, a 1-2 setup could provide the next short-term setup for the third wave of the C wave in the white count. So let's assume the B wave bottoms here. Then we have a 1, 2, 3. And then we should get another 4, 5 in the C wave. And then we have a larger A, B, C structure. But it looks a bit strange. So I like the look of the yellow count more. It has the right look. And the support levels are clear. Again, for the wave 4, I can really only add support once we have reached that 1.38 extension. At the moment, the yellow count as it is will only be invalidated from here if we see a break below the 6.6 cent level. So it means even if we dip into the yellow support zone, it could still be the white or the yellow count until we see the invalidation point triggered. But yeah, what can I say? Not much more to add at the moment about HBAR. It's just an important spot, okay? So the 14.4 cent level is the nearest resistance level. And yeah, then 16.8, 21.6, and even 32 cents are the next Fibonacci extensions. Actually, I would like to add the 1.786 extension. That's quite a common one. Not sure why it's not on here. That's at 25.7 cents. They're all upside levels to watch. That also a third wave could still reach. There's currently no indication of a top in place. Actually, we've broken above all these previous structural resistances, confirmed the previous highs as support. Now we're moving, and there isn't really any structural resistance anymore until we get sort of into this region here, starting at basically around about 20 cents. That's my update about HBAR. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.